Hello everybody, welcome to KPIS Delhi's C.A.R.E initiative, Current Affairs through Reverse Engineering. These are the articles we'll be seeing today. Alright, let us look into the first article. Mines Ministry to launch first ever tranche of critical and strategic minerals auction. In prelims perspective, you need to know that there was an amendment to the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act of 2023. Alright, some basics about this act. This particular act actually regulates mining sector as the name suggests. Alright, and this act classifies mining related activities into reconnaissance. That means it involves a preliminary survey to determine mineral resources. Next is prospecting. Prospecting means exploring, locating and proving mineral deposits. And third, mining. It is the commercial activity of extraction of minerals. Alright. So, mining related activities are divided into these three according to the Act. Okay. Now, coming to the amendment, some major provisions of the amendments are as follows. Okay. Auction for exploration of license. Okay, the exploration license will be granted by the state government through competitive bidding. By state government. Okay. The license. Alright. This is one amendment. And second important part of the amendment is 6 minerals have been declassified as atomic minerals. Okay. Now, what are those declassified atomic minerals? They are beryl and beryllium, lithium, niobium, titanium, tantalum and zirconium. Alright. So, it is beryl and beryllium, lithium, niobium, titanium, tantalum and zirconium. Alright, so 6. These were hitherto classified as atomic minerals. Now, this amendment declassified them as atomic minerals. So, what will happen? Actually, for atomic minerals, the prospecting and mining is reserved for government entities. Okay, if a mineral is classified as atomic mineral, then the prospecting and mining of that particular mineral or atomic mineral is reserved for government entities. Alright. So, now that they are declassified, they will be treated as non-atomic minerals. Alright. And the third important point is auction of certain minerals by the central government. What minerals? Auction for composite license and mining lease for specified critical and strategic minerals. Okay. Now, what are these critical minerals? By definition, if you go, critical minerals are those minerals which are essential for economic development and national security. Okay, they are important for what? Economic development and national security. But lack of availability of these minerals or even the concentration of existence or extraction and processing these minerals is actually very scanty. Okay. So, that's why these are called critical minerals, which means if it is economically very important, but there is also a supply risk, then we classify a mineral as critical mineral. Alright, now we'll come to the MCQ. Consider the following statements regarding the Mines and Minerals Regulation and Development Act of 2023. Auction for composite license and mining lease for specified critical and strategic minerals will be conducted by the central and the state governments. No, it is only central government. So, one is wrong. The exploration license will be granted by the state government through competitive bidding. Yes, we have seen in the basics part, right? The prospecting and mining of atomic minerals is reserved for the government entities. Yes, because we have just seen that 6 elements have been declassified as atomic minerals. And what is the impact? We have just seen, no? So, 2 statements are correct. With reference to the management of minor minerals in India, consider the following statements. Sand is a minor mineral according to the prevailing law in the country. This is true. First of all, what is a minor mineral? Minor minerals are those minerals which are declared by the central government central government under section 1A of the Mines and Minerals Regulation and Development Act of 1957. Okay, so they keep revising this list, and sand is a minor mineral. Alright, now state governments have the power to grant mining leases for minor minerals, but the powers regarding the formation of rules related to the grant of minor minerals lie with the central government. This is wrong because it is not the central government, it is state government here also. Alright. So 2 is wrong. When 2 is wrong, B is gone, D is gone. Here 3 is common in C and A, which means 3 is correct. Alright. And you know 1 is correct, so A is the answer. Alright. Now, second article, Madras High Court stays operation of summons issued to 5 district collectors by ED. What is ED? Enforcement Directorate. Alright. Now, what is a summon? First, you should know what is summon. It is an order for someone to be present. Alright. So, that is summon. Now, we have to know in prelims perspective some facts about the Enforcement Directorate. Okay. It is a, first point, it is a multidisciplinary organization. What is its mandate? It is mandated with investigation of offence of money laundering and violations of foreign exchange laws. Money laundering and violation of foreign exchange laws. Alright. And when was it established? It was established in the year 1956 and it is headquartered in New Delhi. Okay. And it will come under which ministry? It is under the administrative control of Department of Revenue under Ministry of Finance. Alright. And in the year 2022, the Supreme Court has opined that there is something called Enforcement Case Information Report. Enforcement Case Information Report, ECIR. Okay. So, it opined that ECIR is an internal document of the ED and it need not be shared with the accused. It need not be shared with the accused. This is what the Supreme Court said. Okay. And it is not mandatory to produce an ECIR before the magistrate. So, these two things the Supreme Court said, alright. Now, we will get into the MCQ. Consider the following statements. Statements made by the accused to Enforcement Directorate members in the course of an investigation cannot be used against the accused in judicial proceedings. This is false. It can be used as a proof. Alright. So, this is wrong. Enforcement Directorate is not obliged to follow the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 CRPC during the investigation of an offence. This is also correct. Why? Because despite having the powers of investigation, Enforcement Directorate has not been classified as a police agency. Okay. This is also true for some specialized bodies including Serious Fraud Investigation Office, Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, okay, which are also empowered to investigate economic offences under other legislations. These bodies are not obliged to follow the CRPC 1973. Did you get my point? Yeah. So, this is correct. Enforcement Directorate need not disclose the enforcement case information report to the accused or magistrate at the time of arrest of a person. This is also true because the Supreme Court opined that Enforcement Directorate need not disclose the enforcement case information report because it's an internal document of ED. Alright. So, only two statements are correct. Now, which one of the following is not correct with respect to the Directorate of Enforcement? Okay, it is a specialized financial investigation agency under the Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance. Yes, we have seen in the basics, no? Yeah. It enforces the Foreign Exchange Management Act of 1999. Yes. It enforces the Prevention of Money Laundering Act of 2002. This is also true because we have seen in the basics part, no, that the Directorate of Enforcement actually has the power to enforce these two acts, Foreign Exchange Management Act of 1999 and Prevention of Money Laundering Act of 2002. Alright. So, what is the remaining option? It is only D. So, D is the answer. Alright. Now, Centre wants to extend Delhi Chief Secretary tenure for a limited time. Okay, so you need to know some basics about Union Territory of Delhi. Okay, Union territories in general are directly governed by the president or an administrator appointed by the president. Okay. Second point, the Delhi Legislative Assembly has the power to legislate over the subjects in state list and concurrent list except for police, public order and land. Alright. Now, when it comes to Parliament, Parliament has the power to legislate over all the matters in the state and concurrent list related to Delhi. Alright, did you get my point? See, if it is Delhi Legislative Assembly has the power to legislate over state list subjects and concurrent list subjects except police, public order and land subjects. Alright. But whereas Parliament has the power to legislate over all the matters of state list and concurrent list. Fine. Now, coming to the National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Act of 2023, this amendment actually talks about National Capital Civil Services Authority. Alright. To make recommendations to the Lieutenant Governor. Okay. Now, who will be present in this authority? One is the Chief Minister of Delhi. He will be the chairperson, and Principal Home Secretary of Delhi government as the member secretary, and Chief Secretary of the Delhi government as the member. Alright. So, chairperson is the CM. The Principal Home Secretary of Delhi government will be the member secretary, and Chief Secretary of Delhi government will be the member. Okay, and both these people, who the Principal Home Secretary and the Chief Secretary, will be appointed by central government. Alright. So these are some basics. Now we'll get into the MCQ. Consider the following statements with regard to Lieutenant Governor of Delhi will act as the chairman of the National Capital Services Authority. No, it is not Lieutenant Governor, it is the CM of Delhi. Alright, so one is gone. The central government will appoint both the Principal Home Secretary and Chief Secretary of Delhi. This is also true. We have seen in the amendment part. Parliament has the power to legislate over all the matters in state and concurrent lists related to Delhi. This is also true. This is some basic part that we have seen. Alright, so two statements are right. Okay, now consider the following statements. The administrator of Andaman and Nicobar Islands is designated as Lieutenant Governor. This is true, right? Delhi and Puducherry have their own legislative assemblies and high courts. No, this is false. Puducherry does not have a separate high court, no. It will come under Madras High Court's jurisdiction. Alright, so this is wrong. Only one is correct. Alright, now next article. A non-starrer on the suggestion for an All India Judicial Service. What is the context? In the inaugural session of the Constitution Day celebrations at Supreme Court, President Draupadi Murmu put forth a proposal for the establishment of the All India Judicial Service examination. Alright. Now, you should know some basic articles in the Constitution that are related to this. Alright. First article is Article 312 Clause 3 of the Indian Constitution. What does it say? It provides for establishment of All India Judicial Service. Okay. And it also says that it shall not include any post inferior to that of a district judge. Okay. So, this is Article 312 Clause 3, and next one is Article 312 Clause 4. This article says that law creating the All India Judicial Service is not considered as an amendment to the Indian Constitution. So, when you are getting this All India Judicial Service examination, you will not touch Article 368 because it's not an amendment. Alright. So, these are the articles that you have to remember. This All India Judicial Service examination was actually recommended several times by different law commissions. Okay, now President Murmu has also reiterated this. Fine. Now we'll get into the MCQ. Consider the following statements with regard to All India Judicial Service. Article 312 provides for the creation of All India Judicial Service. Yes, to be specific, it is Article 312 Clause 3. Okay. Now, Parliament can create it under Article 368 of the Indian Constitution? No. We've just seen, no? When you're creating All India Judicial Service, it means you're not touching Article 368. Why? Because it is not considered as an amendment to the Indian Constitution. Okay? So, this is not correct. A is the answer. Yeah? Which one of the following statements about the All India Services is correct? The All India Services may be created by an Act of Parliament. This is correct, no? So, A is correct. You don't need to read B, C and D when you're confident about A. Okay? Now, next article. 4th edition of Asian India Grassroots Innovation Forum launched. Now, you need to know some basics about Asian. Okay? It is Association of Southeast Asian Nations, the full form is that, and it was established in Jakarta in 1967 through Bangkok Declaration. Alright? And what is its vision? One vision, one identity and one community. Okay, and you should also remember that India is not a member of ASEAN. And who are the founding members? There are 5 founding members: Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia and Philippines. Okay, these 5 are founding members, and in addition to these, there are other 5 members, namely Myanmar, Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Brunei. Alright, so these are some basics. Now we should also know some things about AIGIF. It is Asian India Grassroots Innovation Forum. Okay, it is an annual program focused on fostering a strengthened relationship between India and it aims on the premise of cooperation in science, technology and innovation, STI. Okay. It also strengthens governance in the grassroots innovation ecosystem. Alright, now we'll get into the MCQ. What is the primary objective of the Asian India Grassroots Innovation Forum, AIGIF? To enhance economic cooperation between India and Asian member states? No, not economic cooperation. To strengthen cultural ties and promote tourism in Asian region? No, it's not related to culture. To foster collaboration in science, technology and innovation, STI between India and Asian member states? This is correct. We've just seen STI. So C is the answer. Now, which one of the following statements regarding Association of Southeast Asian Nations is not correct? This is the trouble. Please be vigilant. Alright. Now, ASEAN was established in the year 1967 in Bangkok by 5 original member countries. Yes, we have seen in the basics, no? And what are those 5 member countries? Founding members: Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia and Philippines. Alright. So, Singapore is one of the original members of the ASEAN. This is correct. India is a sectoral dialogue partner of ASEAN. No. There are 10 members of ASEAN. Yes. So, C is the answer here. Alright. Now, Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance hosts APG Annual Typologies Workshop in association with Asia Pacific Group on Money Laundering and the World Bank. Now, some basics about this group, Asia Pacific Group on Money Laundering. See, it is an autonomous regional anti-money laundering body. Okay. It had 13 founding members. Now, it is extended to 42 members. Okay. And it is the largest FATF style regional body in the world. Okay. Now, what is FATF? You have to know some basics about FATF. It is headquartered in Paris and it was formed during the G7 summit in 1989. India is a member since 2010. Okay. FATF means Financial Action Task Force. Alright. So, this is clear, right? Now, 11 members of APG, that is Asia Pacific Group on Money Laundering, are also members of FATF. FATF. Alright. Consider the following statements with regard to Asia Pacific Group on Money Laundering. It is the largest FATF style regional body in the world. This is true. We have just seen in the basics part, right? All its members are also members of Financial Action Task Force. No. Not all members, only 11 members are common to Asia Pacific Group on Money Laundering and FATF. Okay. Its secretariat is located in Jakarta, Indonesia. No, this is wrong because it's in Sydney, Australia. Alright. So, only one statement is right. Consider the following statements about FATF. It is an intergovernmental body that devises policies to combat money laundering and terrorist financing. This is true. India is a full-fledged member of FATF, yes, since 2010. Alright. So, when 1 is correct and 2 is correct, C and D are gone. Now, FATF membership will enable India to access information on suspect accounts in nations such as Switzerland and UK, yes. So, A is the answer. Raksha Mantri Shri Rajnath Singh unveils Crest of Project 15B Stealth Guided Missile Destroyer Yard 12706 Imphal. Okay, now one aspect of this article, Project 15B, needs to be understood in prelims perspective. Okay, now what is Project 15B? It is an Indian Navy project, point number 1. 2 is the goal of the project was to develop line of destroyers that were comparable to the Kolkata class destroyers. Now, what are Kolkata class destroyers? That will come under Project 15A, Kolkata class destroyers. Okay, these are designed by Warship Design Bureau. Okay, and 75% of the destroyer's components are indigenously sourced. Okay, that is the 4th point. And 5th point, INS Imphal is the first capital warship to be named after a city in the northeast region. Okay, so that you don't miss out any point or any fact if it is given as a statement in prelims question. I am telling you all this. Alright, now we'll come to the MCQ. Consider the following statements. INS Imphal is the first capital warship to be named after a city in the northeastern region in India. This is true. So, when 1 is true, B is gone, D is gone. Project 15B of Indian Navy is concerned with building of naval warships designed by Warship Design Bureau. This is also true. So, both 1 and 2 are true. Alright. Now, P75I or P75 India project refers to the manufacture of submarines. That much is the basic part. Now, which submarines? It is diesel electric submarines. It was given in 2022. And a recent development is Spanish submarine manufacturer Navantia and India's Larsen & Toubro recently concluded a teaming agreement to jointly bid for the project 75I. Okay, now what is 75I? The Indian Navy will procure 6 advanced conventional submarines. You have to stress on this point. Conventional submarines processed through the strategic partnership model. Okay, so these will be what? Diesel electric submarines. Alright, having advanced air independent propulsion systems. Okay, and this project 75I requires an Indian bidder to tie up with a foreign collaborator and build 6 conventional submarines equipped with AIP systems. Okay, the first submarine must have a minimum of 45% of indigenization. Okay, and it has to go up to 60% in the 6th submarine. Alright, so yeah, this is it for today. All the best.